Michelle Delattre, director at the Curtain Theatre, and welcome to this in-production video for Twelfth Night. In this video, I'm going to interview our master of the sword and fisticuffs. Hi, I'd like to introduce our great Steve Beecroft, who is our fight choreographer and our production manager, and whatever hat is near him, he will pick it up. Can you tell us a little of your history and how what you've learned about fight choreography hanging with the curtain?
Sure. I've always done a lot of choreography, fight choreography, as well as acting, of course, and singing. Everything from West Side Story, which I choreographed in Cambridge in England, to other musical theater things. Return of the Forbidden Planet was a famous one we did with the curtain actually in indoor theaters back in 2013, 2014. So I have a background in choreography. My beginning started when we were doing, it was Vicky Siegel's play, a musical version of A Comedy of Errors. And I happened to be walking through the park.
Thanks for us. Yeah.
And I noticed I'd seen the company before, and they were doing really good work. And I was walking through the park, and she said, "Oh, do you want to audition?" So I said, "Sure." "Can you dance?" "Yeah." "Let's see." Okay, so I ended up being choreographer the first show. So it's just the funny way things work sometimes. But it was really fun, and ever since then I've been choreographer, and that's included everything from a lot of sword fighting, rapier to broadsword, which we had in Henry IV, to fisticuffs, to wrestling. I was Charles, a wrestler, in your production of As You Like It. One of the challenges for me is most of the people I work with they've not been trained in fight choreography, so I'm kind of consistently starting from the bottom up, but they learn really fast, and they have great fun, and we keep it safe, but I work very hard in keeping it real as well, very, very realistic. But what we have going on in this play in Twelfth Night is basically 4 different fights, and they graduate up from each other, one after the other after the other. The first one is mine with Viola, and that is very much going to be comic. I'm going to try and make it as funny as you can. There's very little fighting that's actually going to go on. It's trying not to fight, but making it very humorous. And then after that, we have Antonio. Antonio comes in, interrupts that quasi-fight, and then Sir Toby gets in a battle with him, and so that graduates it up a bit. Sir Toby's had experience, Antonio's had experience, and so this is going to be more of an even-handed fight between 2 equals with rapiers. It'll go on for a while, but it'll be interrupted. And then after that, we have Viola's brother, who she doesn't know he's alive, but he comes back, Sebastian, and he's going to be a really good fighter. And so Sir Toby has to battle him, and having been equal with Antonio, he's completely overwhelmed by Sebastian. So the sword choreography that goes into that is very different. It's going to have comic elements into it, but because he's just abusing Sir Toby with a sword. He doesn't hurt him, but he's just making fun of him with the sword, kind of thing. And then the fourth one is, after all that is broken up, and Andrew comes back in, and he thinks that he's been told that actually the person, Viola, who is called Cesario, is really a coward. And so he says, "I'm going to have at him." So he comes in with boxing gloves and thinks he's got him, but he's actually going on against Sebastian. And so he's going to do this, mock, sting like a bee type thing, and then little hits like this, and then Sebastian's just going to clock him one, and he's plank backward. So it's 4 fights winding up.
What do you think makes for a good fight on stage?
I mean, obviously, the first thing you have to do is ensure that everything's safe. And so that's the first thing you work on. You show people how to use a sword. It's particularly different when you use broadswords, which are very heavy, and you have to stop your momentum. But that's the first place you start. But after that, it's a matter of blending what the scene requires, the characters, how they would hold a sword, or how they would do something physically in wrestling or in other types of fighting. So you bring in the scene, the character, and then you have to make a judgment about, okay, what is reality and what's going to look good on the stage? because you want it to be in character. But if you're actually doing a real sword fight, whether it's broadsword or something else, particularly broadsword, but you want to look like the people are really trying to kill each other. I mean, that's kind of the point of it in the play. That's why if it's just swinging mildly by, it doesn't work. And what I usually try to do, what I did in Henry IV, and what I try to do in anything, particularly with heavier swords, is I'll get somebody when I'm first teaching them, after I've done the first safety rules, I'll get somebody to stand against me, and I say, oh, I'm going to do this, 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 and this, and think, okay, I've learned that, and then I'll put on my fight face, and my eyes flash. My teeth bare, and I go at him with a huge amount of noise, and these people literally start to cringe. It literally scares the heck out of them. And my point is, that's what it's got to look like.
I love that.
And so I remember doing that to Heather Cherry once, and she just about fell. and she's always a great sport and wonderful to work with. So again, you have to have vocalizing, having a physical demeanor of what that fight is about. You know, when I'm playing Sir Andrew, my physical demeanor is going to be all about, oh my God, how do I get out of here? This is so terrifying, which is very, very different from what I normally do. But, you know, that physical demeanor and that sound adds to the whole thing. So you're right. I think one of the things with the curtain, apart from doing, you know, great drama and great acting and the way we cut the scripts and design it and all that, I think the fact that the curtain does so much original music, original dance, original sword choreography and other things, it adds, it makes us, I think that's what makes us special.